Howdy folks, TJ here. Speccy Next upgrade time. I've been putting this off for too long. It's time to get up to the new, get up to 2.07l. I've been on whatever the heck my Next has been on all this time. Time to upgrade because there's some games and some stuff. In fact, I think I have it on my computer here. Wake up. Dark Revenge. I think you need 22.10 in order to run it. I hadn't updated it yet. It's time to do it. So, it's not rocket science. It's not super hard to upgrade. I had to upgrade when I first purchased my Next. But I just been delaying it for whatever reason. And today is the day I'm going to do it. So, I'm going to take you through, not a step-by-step, because there is a video that I think Mike Cadwallader, did I do it right? Made that does your step-by-step and a close-up of the screen. I'm not going to really show you any close-ups, but it's like you're my friend. You came over for the day. We're going to play some video games. You're standing up behind my back watching the screen, and I'll explain what I'm doing, and hopefully you're kind of here for the ride. And we're going to update. So let's read a little bit. Up on my iPad, I have these directions right behind me. And the best website to go to, specnext.com. That's where we're going today. And if you go to specnext.com under downloads, there's a latest distro. And when I clicked on that, this is the screen that comes up. We're going to read it together, make sure we're prepared, and we'll go from there. I do already have, this is my Speccy Next SD card. I have backed up multiple computers, and I'm not even going to use this SD card. I'm not going to overwrite it. I'm going to archive this one and stick it in a box. In fact, I've got a nice little plastic box that I'll put it in. I've got a new SD card, 16 gigabyte. I didn't have anything smaller. And we're going to upgrade and put a new distribution on that, and I'm going to copy stuff over. So I've made backups all over the place. So I've done good there. If you're going to overwrite your existing stuff, back up. Don't be stupid and not back up because shit happens and you want to be prepared. Again, this is not a step-by-step. Just you coming over, enjoying me making a video, and we're kind of here together. So if you follow any of my stuff, use at your own peril. I can't be held liable for you screwing up your stuff, so back up. Go back up right now. So let's read together, and then we'll do this, and we'll see how it all flies. So System Next. This came out October 31st of 2022. You can see how delayed I've been in doing this. And it says this page, and it gives you the website, is where the latest distribution is always found. So make sure to go to it. And it's talking about version 22.10. And they explain what 22.10, how did they come up with those numbers? They're now going by the month and year that the distro is done. So in this case, 22.10 means October of 22. Get it? Okay, so you've got it. So October of 22, this is when this came out. Table of contents. It says what's new, distribution downloads, how to update, note for PS2 keyboard users, troubleshooting, and credits. So right now it's talking about all that stuff. So let's scroll down. What's new in 22.10? We'll just read a few of the finer moments here. It says NextZXOS version 2.07, and I still don't know if it's an L or an I. I'm pretty sure it's L, so we're going to call it L as in Lima. Laundry, linguine. I don't know if it's, and if it's I, it's something else. New tool, submenu with utilities for helping set up and adjust your system with set clock, Wi-Fi setup, updater for updating to future distros. And then it talks about Next Basic. Editor now has full support for entering extended UDGs. I'm not familiar with that. I know what a UDG is, and I've made it for my own game, but extended ones I'm not familiar with yet. So that's cool. And keyboard tokens with new menu options and editing keys for control. That's cool. In fact, if you've been watching some of the videos from Mike Cadwallader, he did a whole thing, and it shows all the colors that you have in your Next browser, which is pretty cool, and you can kind of catch on to things quicker. So they've made a lot of cool updates. Next line editor used in input, and there's all these things I'm not going to read, but it talks about line editor used in input command and elsewhere now supports graphics and tokens and all this other stuff. Go to the website, read it for yourself, but there's lots of things that it's doing. New guide for the .QE text editor. CPM is now automatically set up when launched for the first time. I never explored CPM on this, and the last time I used CPM was 1980 something. It's been a long time. Next basic profiler under tools includes a special driver. ZX80 Shop Steward game for use with the ZX80 emulator. Cool. So there's a game on here. Did I start this recording? Yes. Thank you very much. Okay. Distribution downloads. 22.10a. So there's a letter A on the end of this one. And it says the original 22.10 downloads had a bug in CPM loader. So it looks like they've made a new, slightly updated version that corrected that. And it's 22.10a. And that's the one I grabbed. So it talks here about the last distribution, full distribution downloads, other downloads. I grabbed the one under full distribution downloads. That is the full recommended, everything in the smorgasbord, and a bottle of wine goes with it. So I did that whole distribution. I downloaded it here on my computer, and I've already snagged it. Wake up, computer. I've got it right here, SN Complete. I've got a folder for it. Cool. All right. How to update. We're scrolling through this fast, so feel free to watch this video. There's a link to a video, and I'm pretty sure it's probably the one that Mike Cadwallader made that walks you step by step. So if you want a close-up screen on everything, since mine is not, go check out that. It's the official video. Mine is just, you're over my house, you forgot to bring a bottle of beer, damn you, and you're just here chilling with me, and we're doing it together. So you're not necessarily getting a step-by-step, but kinda. So it says, watch the video, then grab the complete distribution, which I've done. Number 3, before plugging in your Next, get the Next SD card. Card should look like this, and it shows a picture of it. And insert it into your PC or Mac. You will need an SD card reader, which I have. Many laptops and notebooks have one built in. Number 4, it says if your Next is brand new out of the box, first reformat the card using the tool, SD Association, which you can find here. And they give you a link. So I did that the last time. So there's a program called SD Card Formatter, which is right here on my Mac. It's the one that they recommend using, so I'm sticking with it. So I grabbed it. I have it updated from the last time I used it, and it's ready to rock and roll. So that was number 4. And it does say, warning, this will completely erase the contents of your SD card. So TJ being a smart man, and SD cards but cost less than those little vending machines that you get bubble gum out of practically. I'm retiring this original, not original, because I got the original, I think, in a box up there. This is the second one, a backup that I made that I've been running off of. The SD card that comes from Next is a little micro mini doohickey one, which you can't really see here, with a adapter. The original Next adapter in mine became so flaky I no longer use it, so I'm just using another one that I had. I'm basically going to take this little card out and stick it in here. Actually, no, I'm going to stick this whole thing in here because my new SD card is a 16 gigabyte, and it's not one of those adapter ones. It's an all-in-one, nothing to worry about. So I don't know if that's better or worse. In my opinion, if unplugging and plugging in a lot, I've never had an SD card go bad yet that I know of, but I did have an extender or adapter go bad. A couple of them. So I don't know which one is technically better, but you know, you would think by not having to pull this little guy out all the time, it's going to always stay intact, but your adapter is going to take the brunt of the punishment. Where if you have just one without an adapter, it's an all-in-one SD card, if it fails, right? So I don't know. I guess there's pluses and minuses to it all, but at this point, I'm going to go with a fresh new card. So it's basically saying, hey, dummy, make sure you back up. You're going to be using a formatter. Well, I'm formatting a blank card. I'm not going to be stupid. And I'm not going to overwrite an existing one. I'm just going to move on. So that was number 4. Number 5, navigate to the place you downloaded distribution and double-click to unzip. My Mac already unzipped it, and I already have the folder on my hard drive. Next step, it says, using your PC or Max eject, make sure to eject the card before removing it from the reader. Insert your card in the next. Normally, okay, I've went past myself. Back up. Okay, go back up to, you need to format the card. So completely erase the contents of the SD card. Make sure you have a backup of anything you had previously added to it. So if you're starting fresh, you wouldn't be doing this. If you had an existing Next, you would just be doing an update, I believe. This is basically slapping on a whole update when you go to this SD card format thing. So depending on what you're doing, if you're updating an existing card, follow somebody else's directions. Mine is, I'm starting from a blank card. I've made a backup of all my stuff that I'm going to slap onto this new card. Okay? Got it? So don't follow TJ's directions. You follow these official, they know what the hell they're doing. I'm doing something about the same, but a fresh new one. But we need to format the card. So I've got my little reader here. I've got it plugged in. I got my SD card formatter. I'm going up and I'm selecting card. I've got two options. I've got an SD card in this computer and an external one. It's called SD or a Disk 2, which is my external one. And it looks like it's pointing to the right media, so I'm good there. And it says the type SDHC, 15.9 gigabytes, quick format, overwrite format. I'm just going to do a quick format, and I'm going to give it a label name. I guess I'm going to call this just Next. N-E-X-T. Next. That good? That works for me. Next. Format. Format SD card is going to format and erase the whole card. Continue. Oh! Un momento. I got to cover my camera because I got to type in a password. Format complete. SDHC format was a success. So let's go ahead and close this. And we can close this formatter now. And go back into reading the instructions. So it's now telling me to navigate to the place you downloaded the distribution and double click it to unzip. Mine's already unzipped. Select all files in this distribution and copy them to the root folder of your SD card. So cool. So here is my SD card called Next. I'm going to move it over here. Here's my SN Complete that I downloaded. I'm going to move it over here. And now I'm going to copy stuff. So I'm going over here and I'm selecting all. I could do a keyboard one, but I'm going to go up and select all. Oh, I didn't do it right. There we go. Select all. Damn it. There we go. Okay, I selected all, and I'm going to drag it over to the root. Okay? Drag over. Copy. It's now doing it. So we wait. I got a little status bar down here saying it's copying everything over. Once it's done, I'm going to shut off this camera. I'm going to set up my Next over here. We're going to go through the next upgrade process and then make sure it boots. Then I'm going to do a couple other things. So I'm going to do it off camera, but what I did is I backed up my Next SD card on this computer. I'm going to grab all the games that I have collected over the years and files that I want over, and I'm going to copy them onto this new distribution in the proper folders. Because you'll want all your old stuff. If you're starting fresh, you won't be doing this. But I've got lots of games and lots of stuff I want over on the new cards. So that's it. It's done. So I'm going to go ahead and off camera here, copy stuff over from my old SD card to the new one, slap it in the Next. We're going to turn it on and make sure it works and go from there. So hold tight. We'll be right back. All right, I am back. So I have copied all of my old games and files from my old backup that I just made, the one that I called number 100, onto this new SD card. I have my Speccy Next connected, monitor on. We're going to go ahead and plug it in and see what the heck happens. So let me plug in the SD card. Let me make sure this particular HDMI cable is plugged in the back. I'm pretty sure it is. But I don't want to have any issues. This is a long cable. Yeah, we're good. Okay. So on, and I can't have the instructions up on the screen anymore, but I wrote down. So what it's recommending you do if you're connected to HDMI or the DVI here, or digital, I should say, you're going to hit the D when you start it up to just force going to that. But if you're on VGA, you'll do the V. If you're RGB, you do the R. In this case, I'm just running a regular HDMI cable. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it on and do a D, see if I can get it set up. And actually, I need to make sure... Yep, sound's on. All right, so on and D. Pop, 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 pop. Pop, 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 pop. It's making a noise. There's the video. This one looks good. Enter to select. We're going to do 50 hertz this time. Because I was on 60, remember? My last video? So, yes. Please update your core. So you need to at least go to core v3.01.10. I'm on 3.01.5. Press U to update now if you have copied the latest of tbbblue.tbu to your SD card. I have, so U. Spectrum Next Updater. Board ID ZX Next Issue 2. Slot 1. Version 3.01.10. Yes. Look at that little guy spinning. That's a cool thing for a video game. And then you sit here and wait. Verifying checksum. I remember when you downloaded files in the olden days. I think you still do. On big files, there's a checksum code or whatever. You need to make sure that it matches what they tell you it should be. Updated. Turn your power off and remove the HDMI cable, because the Speccy Next version 2 does have a little back powering issue with the HDMI, so that's probably why they're telling you to do that. Then turn the power back on and again. So we're going to turn off. I turn off my monitor. That should be it, but I'm going to go ahead and unplug the cable too, just to be safe. And then plug it back in. But in my case, all this time with the HDMI power back, I can see the red on my Next glow a little bit red. Not quite as intense as when it's getting regular power. But I could just turn on and off the monitor and then it would stop back powering it. So, okay, on, turn on. I don't have to hold D again, do I? I selected before. There we go. Oh! Woo! Okay, welcome. Oh, it's a whole new screen again, just like when I first got my Next a number of years ago. It was a special day. So, welcome to NextZXOS. Enter the next page. D, disable welcome. So, I don't need to go through the welcome again. I'm going to do D, disabling. This welcome program is now disabling from running automatically. If you want to run it again, use the browser to run welcome.bas. You can also rename it to autoexec.first. Press any key to exit. Look at the colors! Blue! Mine didn't have that before. So now, all this down here, 2.07l. That definitely looks like an L now. Browser. The first thing I want to do is make sure my game, Invasion of the Cloud People made for the Next, works. Oh! Back up. Oh! Browser. Look at all these things. 3.5 megahertz interface, 3 CPM 48, more. Oh, there's a ZX81 basic. Some of these look new to me. Interesting. So browser. You would think browser. There we go. Okay, browser. Games. Games. Next. Next Storm. Oh. There we go. There it is. Nice! Okay, let's play a quick little round and then we'll call this update a success. G. It's working. I like that. And was it Jim Bagley? So you know that the next that's coming out has a new FPGA, and he was so kind, I think, to test various people's applications and games to make sure it worked on the new board they've been doing, and he showed my game working, so that's a good sign. I hopefully won't have to do anything to make it work on the new one, so I shouldn't, but you never know. So anyway, my game is working. My Speccy Next is updated. Oh, I forgot to put that Vradox Revenge or whatever over on the SD card. So I'm going to do that, and then maybe we'll make another video here soon of me playing the new Vradox game. Meanwhile, the coolest game in all the lands, Invasion of the Cloud People, get it at my itch.io account. Thanks for watching the video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. So next time, bring beer when you come to my house, or crackers with cheese, something. You don't want to show up unannounced without stuff. Got it? Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.